In the mean streets of Wood Oak City, it's no stranger to danger when it comes to the criminal underworld. The protectors of the city are no slouches either when it comes to fighting. From the crisp snap of a karate reverse punch to the whip crack arc of a wushu palm strike, each fighter and enemy carries a real world influence. In today's video, we're breaking down the martial arts DNA of playable characters across the series. So strap in because y'all are in for a ride throughout the city. Axel Stone, the default hero of the series, in which you could have been fooled it was Cody from Final Fight 1 from afar without the headband, except for the gloves. In Streets of Rage 1, his stance is like a hybrid of American kickboxing squared guard and Shotokan karate's grounded balance. You can see the karate roots in his reverse punches and crisp side kicks, but his chaining jabs flowed like a kickboxer working fence. By Streets of Rage 2 and 3, he started fighting like a man who'd been in 100 street bouts. His dragon punch uppercut took clear notes from traditional karate's Urazukai, the rising punch, but the way it launches mirrors Ken's fire Shoryuken, especially throughout the series, even by Streets of Rage 4 with some of the new moves added from the Mr. X Nightmare DLC. By Streets of Rage 4, Axel had fully evolved into a street-tested hybrid fighter. His American kickboxing foundation still forms the skeleton of his style, but he now integrates modern MMA timing, karate precision, nasty hooks, and the power mechanics of pro striking gems. His blitz specials, his ultimate star power moves, is basically a full body whip that's practically a Shinryuken. Every jab, hook, and kick tells the story of a fighter who never stopped refining his craft, which is the vibe Streets of Rage 4's Axel gives off as someone that's constantly training to improve himself. Blaze Building, the elegant executioner. From her debut in Streets of Rage 1, her movements have always been sharp, precise, and layered with martial arts depth. Her base style blends judo throws with some Aikido redirection and Shotokan karate strikes, an unusual, highly technical mix for a brawler. You can see it in her hip throws, the way she controls balance points, and her chambered knife hand strikes. By the time Streets of Rage 2 and 3 refined her into a faster, more aggressive fighter, the judo remained, especially in her throws, but her strikes had more snap, and her aerial attacks hinted at wushu influence this time around, particularly in the fluid extension and return of her legs. She began using quicker step-ins, palm strikes, arcing kicks, bridging traditional karate with a cinematic martial arts flair. Streets of Rage 4 is where Blaze's stylistic inspirations truly shine even more. Her modern depiction pulls directly from Cynthia Rothrock's 80s and 90s martial art films and Street Fighter's Chun-Li, especially in the wushu strikes, judo throws, karate basic punches, and with a graceful yet punishing stance work. Her special attacks feature Tai Chi palm strike mechanics, fluid weight shifts, spiraling energy from the waist, and open hand impact meant to disrupt, not just bruise. Blaze is a perfect example of someone who fights like a warrior who wants you to know she could dismantle you, but chooses to do it gracefully. Adam Hunter. His martial art presence in Streets of Rage 1 shows he's a clinical striker, blending boxing footwork, Jeet Kune Do adaptively, and a knack for spacing his shots. His straight punches were textbook boxing, elbow in, shoulder turn, while his kicks and knees hinted at karate and kickboxing cross-training. When he returned in Streets of Rage 4, he brought a sharper, more tactical edge. His boxing fundamentals had evolved into surgical striking. You can even see the Marine Corps martial arts program influencing his stance, forward pressure with defensive awareness, even him transitioning seamlessly from jab cross to joint manipulation or takedown setups. His special moves use tight, explosive finishing blows, exactly like MCMAP's real life philosophy. He has a ton of crowd control moves too on top of that. Adam is a chess player in Street Fight. Everything's calculated, nothing's wasted. And I think that's what makes this evolution of his return in 4 so much more special to me and many other people out there. Cherry Hunter. Cherry breaks the mold entirely, using street acrobatics, improvised weapon combat with her guitar into a kinetic fighting style. Her aerial game is just for show. The inverted kicks and spinning strikes mirror real capoeira sequences, while her guitar swings borrow from Eskrima stick blow, swapping wood for steel strings, even having flying knee strikes into her gameplay too. Having rapid combos in time with her own movement rhythm, turning her into a walking, striking soundtrack. Even for one of her star moves, the stage entrance, can be used to extend combos too. Now Skate is all about speed, mobility, and evasiveness. A fusion more of that capoeira and breakdancing combat, on top of that with the speed using rollerblades with it too, so yeah, this character is like lightning fast and agile. His fighting style emphasizes low sweeps, handstand kicks, and rolling strikes that flow into one another with the fluidity of a dance. Think of it like he's doing a hit and run dance fighting style on top of while striking you, climbing on your bag, doing crazy strikes, and he incorporates a lot of b-boy footwork too into a lot of his strikes. So everything tends to be fast, whipping around to target vulnerable spots, often using momentum and rhythm to control the fight. He's the quintessential hit and run fighter like I mentioned before, which mixing that playful movement with lethal precision. It still sucks we didn't get to see that evolution fully realized in Streets of Rage 4 with him as an adult, but maybe one day we'll end up seeing that soon. Floyd, the Cyber Grappler. Floyd is one of the newcomers of Streets of Rage 4. His bulk isn't just for intimidation. It's the foundation for a crazy mix of some boxing and pro wrestling style moves with his robotic arms. The cybernetic arms don't just amplify power, they mimic resistance band training, allowing him to chain grab, whip opponents midair, and finish with industrial grand slams. Hell, he even have Jax's gotcha catchphrase from the Mortal Kombat series too, which is a nice little Easter egg, I must say. Unfortunately for Dr. Zan, I don't really have much that I can really break apart martial art wise for his gameplay and fighting style, since he's really just a scientist who really amplifies a lot of cybernetic techniques, energy blasts, shoulder tackles, and even a claw move that he has in Streets of Rage 4. So he's not really a martial artist at the end of the day, so I can't really give much info on that, so apologies about that, folks. Max Thunder. Max's style is a force of nature. His roots lie deeply embedded in pro wrestling. His signature moves are power throws, slams, suplexes, atomic busters, lifted directly from classic wrestling techniques but executed with a sense of timing and leverage. Throughout his appearances, his wrestling heritage shows in powerful body slams, drop kicks, his famous thunder knuckle, buster bombs, and many more things. Even his stance, wide, low, and grounded, shows his grappler mindset, always ready to clinch and control the opponent. Even in his Streets of Rage 4 reinvention, really sit there and redefines a lot of his wrestling techniques out there. Especially, like I mentioned before, his Thunder Knuckle. Who does not love that move? Estel, the Urban Enforcer. Estel is a walking police riot unit distilled into one fighter. her base gives off a strong sense of Krav Maga, especially with aggressive counters layered within the NCM AP tactics. So you get a style that's street ready, tactical, and pretty brutal. Angle kicks and awesome takedown tackles to rush and pound enemies. And many of her other specials carry the no-nonsense explosiveness of real-world tactical units. She also is a big favorite of mine design-wise that's came out from the new Streets of Rage 4 characters out there. And hopefully we get to see more of her in future titles. Shiva, the martial arts specter. Even though he's a boss character, Shiva I feel deserves to be on the spot for that extra playable character that we normally do get. He's the pure cinematic kung fu elegant fighter. His stance, movement, and execution scream Northern Shaolin and Wushu mastery. He uses mantis-style hand traps, flowing chain kicks, palm strikes, and seamless redirection that suggests a lifetime of disciplined forms training throughout all his renditions throughout the series. Streets of Rage 4's version takes that up a notch. Astral projection clones and shadow steps, it makes you constantly wonder how Axel always gets the better of him in fights, seeing him as a worthy opponent. I can definitely see why Adam lost to him in a one-on-one fight, and I'm sure with this introduction in Streets of Rage 2, my headcanon tells me he probably fought all 4 of the gang at once. To me, this is the most fun this character has been taken to gameplay-wise, and hopefully we continue to see more of this character throughout the series' lifetime.
Across the series, Streets of Rage is like a kaleidoscope of so many different martial arts out there, from kickboxing to elegant kung fu forms. The fact that it pays so much homage to so many different martial arts and fighting styles out there, and even martial artists on top of that too. Like, Streets of Rage is such a rich history of a beat 'em up game. The fact that I honestly thought that Streets of Rage 4 was going to be like literally the last send-off game to pretty much just wrap up the entire series, but it looks like Sega still has some more things they want to do with the game. So hopefully whenever we end up seeing much more of that 3D Streets of Rage that they're coming up with, I can't tell at the moment if this is supposed to be a sequel or just a full-on reboot, but either way, we're going to be there to cover that day one, especially whenever that game ends up dropping. Or at least we get a demo sometime soon in the future, but hopefully that's is still in the cards and not really on the back burner. But anyways, y'all, this is Blackmore here, signing out. I'll catch you later, folks. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can stay notified on any new videos coming to the channel. And this is just part 1, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, just part 1 of the Streets of Rage series of the fighting styles I'm going to be covering. I decided to sit there and break it into 2 videos, and this one is literally just from what you are seeing here today. It's just going to be on the playable characters and heroes, stuff like that, while part 2 will be covering like some of the enemies and even the boss and mini boss characters throughout the entire series. So I hope you look forward to that whenever I end up getting the ball rolling on that, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. The Discord link will be in the description too as well. I cannot forget about letting you guys know on that, because yeah, I'm really trying to sit there and build a nice little community for the 36 chambers out there. So if you are just like-minded people like myself that enjoy just fighting games or video games in general, or even just kung fu films and stuff like that, if you just want to humbly discuss those things, please feel free to drop by, or even just play some games too as well. But anyways, y'all, don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Again, this is Blackmore here, signing out. I'll catch you later, folks. Peace.
The study of Kung Fu fighting is ongoing. Don't ever hope to master all of them. so be careful.